Welcome to the Adapt Collective, where we talk all things health, wellness, and movement.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Never gets old.
I saw it today. You chose a maracas today with the
With
the little pouch of LMNT.
with my salt. With
You
my,
know,
yeah.
You never know what instrument Jonas is gonna grab.
Oh, man. It's usually percussion.
Yeah, or every once in a while, we haven't found it in a while, but where's the cowbell?
We need more of it.
We need more of it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Adapt Collective.
That's right.
Your go-to gym show. I am your host, Jonas,
And I am Peter.
and we are going to get into some really interesting topics.
Episode 12.
Episode 12.
We got
man.
a lot for them today.
Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm fun. I'm stoked. We were kind of having our pre-podcast discussion. We're like, all right, let's get rolling. Go.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that, let me just get, since we are going to get into a little bit of the fueling conversation, let me just get some of my electrolytes brought to you by a sponsor of ours, LMNT. Stay salty. Also, get my keys out of the way. Whoops, little stage prop. Informally sponsored by Noco and Celsius Energy Drinks.
Appreciate you, y'all.
No doubt. Whoop.
We're gonna be
This is going to be an interesting show. This is going to be the beginning of it.
this is a test for us.
We are going to kind of handle two things at once here.
Yeah. So bear with us.
Yes, we I think during one of our shows we're talking about the perspective of a complete beginner who's coming to the gym and how it used to be. Here, go ahead. You want to dial that in?
Yeah.
How it used to be where word of mouth would bring you to a gym. There weren't as many gyms to try, so the whole first integration into how I'm going to join a gym, it could be scary for some people.
Yeah.
I know that's the biggest challenge, like just getting someone to the gym for the first time.
Yeah.
And usually they speak with the
Somebody.
front desk,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of, it's not the days of like the person having to drive to the gym and only meeting the one personal trainer. That's not not around.
Especially in Miami because our
Woo.
gyms are so big.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are going to call our head
Yeah. I mean,
head sales associate,
Yeah.
head front desk, Nick,
Yeah.
and we're gonna take him through a little bit of the how would you become a member at Adapt, and we are gonna
Dial him now.
roll him
basically.
in.
Let's go. I feel like I'm prank calling somebody right now.
Thank you for calling Adapt. This is Nick speaking. How can I help you?
Hey Nick, how's it going? I am looking to join a gym. My name's Steve, and I was looking at a couple of gyms in the area here, and you guys are pretty close. So what? Tell me a little bit about what do you guys offer? Is it class? I want to come work out, and I might jump into a class. What do you guys offer?
Yeah, man. That's awesome. It's great to meet you, Steve. We have all of the above, from the classes, the open gym. We have pretty much everything that you would need. Are you training for something specific?
No, I'm 48. I just want to build muscle without wrecking my joints. What would you suggest? Do you guys you guys have? How big are you guys? What do you guys? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so Adapt, it's a massive facility here in North Miami. And we have everything that you would need to really, train smart and also recover as well. You're 48, so the last thing we would want you to do is to come in, get a workout in, and then hurt yourself,
Yeah.
So we have physical therapists on site that you can see that can give you a little bit of knowledge about your body so that you can train smarter,
Yeah.
Everybody wants to train hard, but you also have to train smart as well as you get older.
Do you guys have any? What's like the onboarding thing look like for me if I want to come in? Well, the weekend's coming up, so maybe on Tuesday. Realistically, I wouldn't be able to get there till Tuesday of next week.
Okay.
So
Are you more of a morning person or a workout in the afternoon? What time? were you
morning's
thinking
great.
about coming in?
No, morning's good. Morning's good.
Okay. And talk to me a little bit about your workout schedule. Would you be wanting to train, every single day or 3 times a week?
Well,
what are we looking at?
yeah, no, I only want to train maybe 3 times a week. I do a lot of stuff outside. I mean, would it still be worth it if I was just gonna? I'm not one of these guys that's gonna be in the gym like every single day, top to bottom. But I'm just gonna come a couple times a week to supplement. To supplement my my outdoor activities. So, tell me if it would still be worth it for me. What the best kind of direction would be for me?
No, of course, it would 100% be worth it. What are you doing outside of the gym? Are you doing some?
Well,
other
I run on the
strenuous
beach.
stuff?
Just no out activities. Just run on the beach, cycling. I like running, trail running.
Yeah, I mean, strength training in the gym is going to be 100% beneficial for you, for your running, for your cycling. So it'll 1000% benefit you to come in 2-3 times a week and do some type of strength training.
All right. Well, what does that look like? What are the first steps in there?
Yeah. So the next step is to come in. You said on Tuesday. What time on Tuesday were you looking to come in?
I mean, if I can get into a class, you tell me what's your. I'd like to come around the schedule. What kind of if I get there, can I do the onboarding and then maybe jump into a class as long as I'm driving there?
Yeah, 1000%. For the onboardings, we recommend that you do it before class. And the onboarding session, it's just going to be just giving you some more information about Adapt. We'll do a full body composition test just to see your numbers, where you're starting off at, and set some goals for the future.
All right.
And then you can definitely hop in class.
Okay.
So on Tuesday, we have a bunch of times in the morning. We have classes at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. You know, what time is going to work better for you?
9 a.m. is going to be great.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and send you a link just to get your information in the system, and you can put some notes in there for me, a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
And then I'll put you on the schedule to meet with me 8:30 on Tuesday.
Okay.
Sit down.
Well,
have that
hold on.
whole
Well, let me ask you.
onboarding.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on 1 second. Maybe I should come in. What is the busiest time and like the least chaotic time for me? I know that a lot of popular times people like that vibe, but I was I wanted to kind of, since it's my first time. This is going to be like my first gym that I sign up at. I haven't been to, so it's good if I get into that more popular time, great, but in the beginning I just want the least chaotic time. So put me at whatever time that is in the morning.
Yeah, so the least chaotic times is basically going to be anything past 10 a.m., but the last class in the morning is going to be that 9 a.m. slot, and that is going to be generally the a slower time in the morning. It's going to be that 9 a.m. class.
All right. Okay. So when I come in, what's the first? You said the assessments first.
Yes. Yep. So when you get here, just walk through the big bay doors, stop at the front desk, and I'll be up there to meet you.
Okay, great. All right, and then we'll just go forward with all of the other the details and the pricing moving forward when I see you.
Yep, 1000%. Sounds great, Steve.
Okay, great. I appreciate it, Nick. I'll see you then.
No problem, buddy. I'll see you, man. Take care.
Bye. Hey, pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I mean, I didn't want them to know it was me.
Yeah, of course.
And
I was gonna say something. I was like, well,
yeah, right.
you know?
You're tempted to say
but then it
something.
was, yeah, I was like,
No,
but I was
wait,
like,
there's two
all
of
right,
you?
how can we do it? Yes, two of you.
Yeah, I haven't tried to elude someone like
Yeah.
that in a minute, man. I hope that was good.
Yeah. And I'm sure if I know Nick, he's probably juggling like 500 million things as well, because he's head of front desk over there. He's overseeing the sales. He's helping May running around, helping members. So I'm
Yeah.
sure he's doing like a bunch of things, all while trying to help, whoever's calling in, and obviously they're looking for information.
They're like, wow,
So-
that was really smooth. This guy Steve's coming. I feel bad enough to say, no, man, that was me.
Yeah, you'll probably get a link soon too. Awesome, man. All right, listen, we're
Good job, Nick.
always trying to, improve our. It's good to kind of hear that too. Like,
Yeah.
all right, let's see what it actually sounds like.
And the member, a lot of the
It's
members here,
accountability.
they didn't have to go through that. They
Yeah.
came in. They like, hey, Pete, hey, they'd sign up through you,
Yeah.
right? They'd come
That's
in.
true.
It wasn't.
Hey, I'm here because Pete.
Right.
Yeah. Nick, No, but a lot of people actually just do call in, right? Because you can only get so much information in online, right? Like if you just look at our Instagram, you just see this massive facility, right? You all right? I think there's classes. I see
very
there's
hard.
some youth stuff, like
It's like buying a car. It's like you have to
and
really.
it's it's kind of it's kind of like what's that word I'm looking for? It's scary, right?
Yeah.
Almost. So, all right, cool. Well, we were also testing that out. It's the first time that we actually call out, and I think that went pretty well for us.
We working with a little technical flow on it, but
Yeah.
it sounded
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. To pipe
Yeah.
it through that sounds
For
much
sure,
better than me
for
holding
sure.
my phone up.
Yeah. Did you hear the music? I
Yeah.
heard a little MJ there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nick's got a good. He's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a good playlist.
Okay, cool. Speaking of playlist or list specifically, the other podcast, like a couple episodes back, you brought a list, and so today I was like, I want to bring a list that I thought that I ran across, and I was like, man, this kind of made an impact on me, or I've been doing some reflecting, right?
Nice.
About like what it's good to not just do it around New Year's, right?
Yep.
You every once in a while you kind of like, not saying I'm in a funk, but like I kind of look back and I'm like, all right, where's my progress? And so I was like reflecting on my performance, and I was like, I ran across this list, and I'm like, oh man, am I incorporating some of these things with my own training and with my clients as well? And so I was like, all right, let me bring this, and I was like, I think Jonas would appreciate this list. And so these were basically the 7 essential strength, or 7 strength essentials.
All right.
basically, right. And we'll just quickly kind of go through it. So, and then if you want to intervene quickly, that's fine.
No
right?
problem.
Number 1, movements, not muscles.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. No, that's it's.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
Let's sink in a little bit just for a second.
Yeah.
All right. Balance your body.
Yeah.
That's a hard one for people.
People.
Because sometimes they don't know if they're in balance or imbalanced, right?
Yeah. Well, where's the metric for that? Where are we? Because initially people are going to think to themselves, "Oh wait," they go right to emotional. They don't think physically imbalanced.
Yeah, fair. Well, depends. It always depends, right?
How many
What
people?
are you doing? Right? Are you squatting 500 pounds?
How many times
Right.
has someone looked at you and said, "But it doesn't hurt that way on the other side"? Yeah, but the pain's only on one side. I'm like, of course it's on one side. You're not.
I don't only feel it on one side.
Right.
That's usually the one.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's a very
It's
Good
very
point.
subjective, but all the way.
well. People
across,
might
right?
think they're balanced, but then I know everyone's asked me that question at one point. But it only hurts on that one side.
Yeah.
So
The third one, push with purpose. This one I
Yep.
really, as somebody that I like the physiology behind it, and I'm always talking about intention. This one hits home. Number 4, support the structure.
mm,
That one's good. I think that one's more of like, I think accessory work when I think of that, but it could be a lot of things, right?
some
That's kind of like with balance too.
I'm all of the accessory work. That's where people get. I get the feedback I get is they get bored the most. But I actually get excited from accessory work.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see that instead of like some conditioning piece, I'm almost like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right.
Because that
The
requires
technical stuff.
it's very
Yeah, yeah,
technical stuff.
Yeah. Condition with control.
No, that's hard.
That one's hard.
Yep.
This is the one why it's important to actually monitor yourself via like a heart rate
Yep.
monitor.
Yep.
This one's great. Number 6, make it fun.
You have to make it fun.
And
You're
we've
not
talked
gonna
about it.
Yeah.
And making it fun, it's just, I think, fun, and I think, AKA curiosity about your movement.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're like, all right, I've done 1,000 squats, you're going to continue to do another 1,000 squats, right? How do you make it fun? Well, by changing up the load, by changing up the tempo, by changing it up. And it just kind of gets you out of the monotony of the movement pattern itself.
Yep.
And then, okay, cool. You find interest in like the technical stuff, right? That's why accessory work is more fun than
Yeah.
doing Metcon, so to speak, right?
If you the instruments that you use in the gym, they don't change much. Like a dumbbell is a dumbbell. the weights on it obviously change. But if you're not being curious and want to have the fun part, has to be there. It shouldn't just be one way. It's not as boring as a person thinks. There's multiple ways to use each tool. Just because it's the same thing doesn't mean you do it the same way.
Yeah. And then number 7, bacon mobility.
Bacon?
Bake
In?
Bake mobility in.
Bake mobility in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how the way I interpret it, it would be really build up confidence in those ranges that you're trying to mobilize. Don't just use them as like a ball hitting a wall and coming back at you. Stay in there.
Okay, that's one. That's one.
That's the way I interpret that.
Yeah.
Like you want to settle into these ranges.
My way of interpreting it, Jonas, is oftentimes we try to like do things in isolation, which is fine. But if like your 40-year-old mom, right, or 40-year-old dad that can only have 30 minutes, right? How do we, and he needs mobility because he's stuck sitting at a desk all day. How do we maximize the fact that he has 30 minutes?
Oh,
with
I
us?
see what you're saying. You're
Right?
talking about it as like a flavor, like just a top little, like how do we integrate this in here more?
Yeah, like layering it in without it being another 30 minutes
Absolutely.
in isolation,
Yeah.
right? So like, okay, maybe for you it is putting this person through full ranges of motion, right? Or maybe it is, okay, hey, you're going to hit this leg press, and then while you're recovering, right, instead of just sitting there thinking about what you're going to do or on your phone,
Yeah.
all right, hey, let's get down and do, shin box 90-90s,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Actively for, 90 seconds,
Yep.
right? And then you're just like implementing in there, not standalone.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
I want to kind of go back to that first one.
Yes.
Movement, not muscles.
Movement, not muscles. That is, if you're looking at like the cadaver image of the muscle just sitting there, it's completely different on the table than when the body starts moving and kinetics are involved. Things completely change.
Yeah.
As far as like, okay, what's contributing to what here? I think of, when I think of that, I think of don't stay out of isolation, stay out of doing too much isolation, or if maybe try to add.
Which is fine, right? Given the context of like, well, if you're training muscles, more than likely you're training more for the aesthetic purpose.
Right.
But you're training for that, I guess it's a byproduct.
It shouldn't
right?
just be one.
When most people should honestly, because we're like we're in it, right? Like for us to get a workout, we're very consistent people. Like it's just part of our lifestyle. But outside members, like they really need to fight to get in here, right?
Yep.
So if your motivation is just to look better, right? Which, listen, I'm not judging you by any means. Like you should look better.
Do
if that's
you?
what you want, right? But once again, you may be that parent that's sitting down on their ass all day because, hey, you're an accountant, or hey, you're working a clerical job, and so it's gonna be hard for you to get those aesthetic gains if your movement is not great.
So people should be thinking more foundational. Like you have to get the body has to have more of these movements before you can start thinking about getting those movements strong.
And then
That's a huge. That's like, it's like people that are. I use the term noodly when they they want to start working out, and they just can't build that muscle tension.
You're not
because
gonna have good like that tonicity if you're flaccid, right,
Correct.
so to speak.
Yeah. All right.
You
Yeah.
gotta make that mind-body connection first, and see work the whole structure, so to speak, which
Yep.
is what we're talking about here, movement, right, as a whole, rather than like, all right, hey, now we're ready for these marginal gains, and we can really, all right, you got
Well, let's
20-inch biceps. We got to get you 22s,
let's getting on something like a Stairmaster and trying to get like up every other step. Running upstairs is kind of something easy I think about when I'm trying to tell someone get out there and move, besides walking and running, obviously.
Yeah.
Somebody could accelerate an empty sled 30 feet. You could get that thing going, lean into the sled. You could do as many things where you could get the body moving in a certain way, and it's very hard to sustain for any kind of like long time. So it's not like running.
Well,
is,
that one's kind of like going back to the other point where it's push with purpose, right? Or like if you only have like 30 minutes once again, right? And hey, you want to do Stairmaster, right?
yeah.
Hey, if you start doing every other step, you're gonna
Well,
really get after it.
Let me just get in. Like, this is what I'm trying to get at. When I say movement, when I'm going to use it as a protocol to a client, in my mind, I'm just trying to reinforce athletic movement. So the first thing I want to see is, hopefully do you play any sports?
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell someone who, for example, plays tennis, hey, I want to do some movement. We're going to do some movement elements. And he's like, oh, you mean like, and then he starts doing these big exaggerated, like tennis. I'm like, you don't play tennis like that. He's like, oh, we're going to move and flow. And they do this pattern. I'm like, what
is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
That's just noodly.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to have them in their movement reality understand that we're going to work on getting you better from the time that you're up out of your office chair into either that pattern or in the gym or when you're playing.
Yeah, just in general moving through space.
Correct.
Better.
I don't need to get his legs. I don't need to get necessarily the legs, focus on the muscle of the legs. I have to get him moving in this way better first. And then, so I like that.
That's why that point is number one, because oftentimes
Movement
general population, movement, not muscles.
You mean like, and they do like Tai Chi. I'm like, no, we're not going to do any of that.
Yeah. Cool.
We do it in some of the group classes. I see a lot of the people when they're doing that the side to side shuffle. They're just like some people that get it. They're like, oh, this is actually a move. It's actually taught.
Yeah.
It's very hard to teach a shuffle. There's like a whole Soviet wrestling program, and the coach is these guys are doing great penetration steps, great conditioning. They're doing backflips. Yeah. All of a sudden,
I've seen those videos.
They go to the shuffle. They're trying to teach these guys to shuffle, and he's like, "What are you, a bunch of idiots?" He's saying that in like Russian. He's like, "How come you can't shuffle?" Like one dude out of the whole group was getting it right at the first time. So yeah, it's hard, but I like that movement, not muscle.
All right.
Muscle's a privilege.
Muscles are a privilege. Use them. So that was kind of what resonated for me. Honestly, I was like, hey, those are things that I definitely want to bring to myself, or I do have it in my training, but it's good, a reminder, right? And then also, okay, hey, am I making sure I'm covering these bases with people that I'm working with, right?
Yep.
A lot of those points you draw back, and it's about just drawing intention in, like, all right, hey, is what I'm prescribing as a coach actually going to make this person better? Because we can put people through workouts and we can get them tired.
Yep.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Just put 100 before any movement we decide, right?
You are not kidding.
And cool, you'll be tired, right? But will those 100 reps actually make you better? In fact, I think the way to go about it is like, hey, instead of 100 reps, all right, you're only allowed to do 20 reps. If you only had 20 reps, what would you do with those 20 reps? And then you'll be like, oh, I only have 20 reps?
Yeah, well,
to work out?
They're only, you might only
maybe
think
20
in
is
terms,
like 50. All right, hey, you have 50, like it could be steps, it could be just, squats, whatever.
Correct.
But hey, you only have 50 squats before you have to get out of the gym.
How are you going to do them?
What are you going to do with those 50 reps?
Yep.
And then you'd be like, ooh, hold on.
Yep.
And it'd be very interesting to see what people do, I
think
some people are like, well, can I get as sweaty as possible in 50 reps? Or
I think some people will put it as, I'm going to do this as fast as I can. And
get sweaty, and then that is hey, that's I've done the, because usually people, if they don't feel sweaty and exhausted, then that they weren't fulfilled.
Yeah, it's just the less somebody has, it's kind of like those old CrossFit workouts where if the shorter the workout, the longer the warm up, and the longer the workout, the shorter the warm up. So if you tell somebody, okay, we're doing an experiment, you only have 20 reps to do squats, and you just see how people, okay, I'm just going to either get this done, or I'm going to try and I'm going to try and really warm up for the first 10.
Mhm.
I'm going to explore some ranges in the hip. I'm going to try
And
to
then the next 10, I'm gonna really load up or whatever the case
yeah.
may be.
And
Yeah.
I'm talking from the thought process of someone who doesn't look at it as like, oh, I'm punished by doing 20 squats. It's like, no, you signed up for this. You're a fitness person.
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? 20 squats is what I get to do
yeah.
today. Okay. And so the mind starts getting fun and creative with how am I going to do.
how I'm gonna do this?
Yeah.
And
Look,
that's the fun part,
look,
guys. If
everywhere-
you can get into that ebb and flow.
yes, everywhere I go, if I'm going in an airport, if I'm at the mall, and I'm going up. If I had the choice between going upstairs and an escalator, I'm always going up the stairs. It's just on principle alone. And when I get up there, and even here when I go up the stairs, I try to go up differently every time. Sometimes I try to get the rhythm and everything. But if I'm only doing, this is where having fun comes in. But if I'm only doing the 20 squats, I'm going to start getting a little bit, making the most out of it. So it's like, okay, I got the range there. I worked on that thing on my ankle a little bit, but that would be interesting to see.
Intention drives curiosity, right? So like I said, if you only have 50 reps, you have to be more intentional, and therefore you're gonna be more curious because they're like, how can I maximize these 50 reps? Or like I said, the numbers are arbitrary.
Yeah, and
but-
then not only that, like how many? Like let's say you do 100 squats. How many are A minus?
Mhm.
If you do 100 squats in a row, okay, how many are they? 20? Okay, well, why not just do 20?
yeah.
It's like that's kind of the same.
Yeah.
That's the flip side of the coin.
I will say in the last year for me, obviously my life has changed, and so like, long are the days, or
Long
They-
gone are the
long
days.
gone are the days where we
Don't
used to come in here and like 2 hours,
Oh,
3
God.
hours, just kind of like working, and it was intentional,
Yeah.
right? But like we had all the time in the world, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, man, all I have is an hour, and I'm gonna crush it. I'm gonna make sure I'm like a pitcher, right? Where it's like I only have certain amount of pitches I'm gonna throw,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because after that, either it's past an hour or because I'm being intentful with my energy, with my intensity,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm cooked in an hour. So it's like, okay, cool. An hour is all I got.
Yep. Sometimes I
let's
can get
really
out
bring
before.
it.
Yeah. Sometimes I get. I no longer try to put in all the stuff I necessarily want to see myself do in a day and try to get it done in the hour. I'm much more conservative, and I get better quality of the pieces if I don't try to do the whole set of like, you know what, just because I can go an
You're
hour.
not trying to rush anything in.
Yeah, if I can get it done in 40 minutes, 45 minutes, like that's great.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
even better,
Even
right?
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found that, yeah. I mean, we're just at that stage where less is more, and like, more selective about how we drive our intensity.
Yeah, and to
know?
be honest, if people had the mindset of the fun, the curiosity, the movement, you could really skip a lot of the priming stuff that takes up the first 15 minutes of the session.
Yeah.
And get right to it. Like I'm gonna I know me personally. If I'm gonna work out and anything starts bothering me, I'm immediately gonna stop and put a set into mobility and doing whatever.
Well,
and,
because you're reflecting on the balance, which is what support your structure, balance, right?
Yeah.
Those from the strength essentials. It's like, all right, hey, you're tuning in. I was like, ooh, while I was warming up, I kind of felt a little off compared to when I normally do it, right? Because you
Yep.
have that many reps in or whatever
Yep.
the case may be. So you understand, oh, that doesn't feel right, or that feels a little different, right,
Yep.
than it normally does. I think that comes only with experience. But it's important to always kind of be reflecting on, like, all right, where am I at in terms of my movement progression, right?
Yeah.
Or how I'm feeling, right? Like, check in with yourself. Have I had a rough day? Or has it been a great day? Okay, it's been a great day.
Yep.
Maybe you can really push the intensity. Or, hey, it's been a rough day today. The Event Horizon, I'm still going to do my squats, but rather than kind of like do it every minute on the minute, now I'm going to bake in some mobility because, hey, I've had a rough day. I'm trying to still commit to what I was actually going to be doing,
Yep.
but I need to realize, hey, I had a rough day. I didn't sleep well. And so, hey, this is going to help me continue to pour into that bucket.
Yeah, and stay consistent and bring,
Yeah.
not skip a day.
All right. So, yeah, those are your 7 strength essentials.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Those I like the lists. I like the
Yeah.
I have a list myself. If this is more of questions than
Wait,
a list.
Oh, I know where but let's get into some fueling, and then we'll
I
answer
would
questions.
I would love to. Before I tell you about my list, I would love to.
Yes, yes, yes. So, guys, part of it, it is March, right? We've been talking about this for quite some time, and one of those questions that you actually got, right, is, and we hear it oftentimes, especially because there's going to be a High Rocks and whatever the case may be. People always ask us prior to events, Coach, what should I eat?
Right.
You know what? You know, especially if you haven't been around competitions like ourselves, right?
Yep. Hopefully you ask us that after you sign up for the race, not the week before the race
Correct.
or whatever the event might be.
Yeah, not the day before. Hey, Coach, what should I be
What
eating today?
should I be eating?
I was like, dude, well,
Uh,
but it always comes, regardless of when it is, right? And I think people get surprised by our answers, right? Because
they have the tried and true cliche of, okay, I should be carb loading, right?
I should be carb loading.
I should be carb loading,
Give
right?
me the Noco, right? Give me the almond tea.
I need the caffeine,
Right, now,
right? Yeah.
you know, I'll start drinking my multivitamin tonight. You know, if my competition is tomorrow, you know, like,
So funny.
guys.
Some people have no rhyme or reason. They
So,
just
because of that one, right? It was one of the questions, and he has more questions that we're gonna kind of like touch up on. But we wanted to address some of the fueling concerns and questions that oftentimes, like I said, we experience as coaches, and give you somewhat of a guideline for how to go about any race, right? Whether it's cycling, whether it's like, hey, you're going for a marathon, right? It's right now we're in peak season where it's like there's always a marathon, a 5K.
Yep.
We have High Rockses. We have, they're doing simulations every weekend.
Yep.
There's CrossFit tournaments, you name it. So
Yep.
these are all events where, hey, in part, you might be doing your training, you might be doing your mental stuff, but you definitely need to make sure your sleep is in order, and you
Yep.
definitely need to make sure that your fuel is in order.
Absolutely.
Now, it's honestly never, unless if you're a recreational warrior, right? Which I'm considering that bucket, right? It's a weekend thing. Oftentimes, the nutrition is, you don't have to do more than you're currently doing. That's the bottom line.
Correct.
People think, oh, should I go get an IV drip?
Right.
Right?
Redundant. But is it going to make you feel better? Is it going to make you?
I mean, if mentally you're gonna go into it better, then dude, go ahead, have at it.
If you just have to do tasks, and you know what, I just have to do tasks before the race. It's kind of calm the anxiety. But when people get genuinely concerned about like how they should be eating, they want the goose lined up. Like, we're gonna get into it, right? We're gonna.
Yeah. So I wanna basically kind of break it down where, oftentimes most competitions, right, if they're under an hour, right, if you're competing for under an hour,
Yeah.
oftentimes you really don't need
You're
to
good.
do anything more than what you're currently doing.
Right.
If the competition time extends past like 90 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
then we can now really start about potentially introducing some of those things of like extra hydration protocol, right?
Yep. So
extra-
pushing 2 hours.
yeah,
We'll
longer
call.
endurance, because like, right, oftentimes like you have natural storages that you're gonna fall to and
Correct.
tap into when you're in a 20, 30, 40, 50, even 60
Correct.
kind of
Correct.
bout.
To have an hour of caloric expenditure and then to have a repeat performance on another hour and moving forward from there up
Now-
to 4 to 6 hours. We're gonna
Correct.
kind of right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the time.
That's the biggest thing that first I think we should understand. Like, hey, what am I doing?
correct.
Right. So if you think, okay, a marathon. All right, a marathon is usually what, like 3 hours is probably like elite world times, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Is it a full marathon?
Yeah. Full marathon.
No, the world record is.
It's a world record. Let's see that.
Yeah, no, it's way less than that.
That's crazy. I'm not a runner, so I don't know times. You tell me cycling, I know I can tell you.
No, the world record is
marathon.
like it's way lower than that.
The men's world record is 2 hours
There you go.
35 seconds.
Yes.
By Kenya's Kelvin Kiptum,
Yes. Yeah.
2023 in Chicago Marathon. Wow.
Insane. Yeah.
Insane.
The Regis pace.
The women's, let's Let's see if he says.
We can get into
The women's is 2:09:56 seconds.
Wow, faster? That's
No, slower.
all right, a little slower.
But I meant 9
That's
minutes.
still
bro.
really, yeah. The paces are insane. You're running like is it a 4 something?
I don't know what that is. What's his pace? Pace per mile.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
get that.
4:35 per mile.
Yeah, woo. Most people can't run that on a treadmill for 30 seconds. so let's get into all right.
Yeah.
What is a week? So
So we'll
how far back do we go? Like hopefully you're eating good.
We'll give you kind of like a day of. Right?
Yeah.
But I think the point is like.
Well, like a week out, 2 weeks out, or leading up to it. Hopefully you're eating good. The carb
you're
loading.
training. You should be. I mean, it depends on your type of sport, right? Like, do you really have to carb load for curling?
No.
You know?
Correct.
Right?
Well, we're talking about endurance sports, though. We're gonna limit it in that because it could get.
So there should be some carb loading, right? But I think for most people, just to embrace the regular, hand portion control,
Yep.
right? And then maybe add
20
another
grams of carbs, maybe.
Yeah, add another 5-10%.
Yeah, I'm not of the I'm
You
not of the belief where the carb loading is a big, huge bowl of carbs at the end of the day. It's just a little bit more throughout the 2 weeks leading up to the race.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be dealing in exertion cramps and muscle cramps on these efforts, and you want to keep all of that at a minimum.
I mean, listen, you can definitely you can over carb load. The only thing I've heard is that, like, if you're not used to actually, and your gut and your digestive tract is used to, like, that amount of surplus of like carbs, like we've all been there. We've gone to the pasta factory, or we've gone to like a buffet, and we've like shot the carbs, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, you feel super bloated.
Yes.
You imagine you do that the day before.
Well, no, if you don't eat
If you-
those foods, correct. That's why I said, well, hopefully you already eat a good spectrum
But like
of
I
foods.
said, if you're not doing something, if you're doing something short, you shouldn't be carb loading. You'll
Right.
be fine as
Yep.
long as you keep your regular kind of diet.
Yep.
If you're doing something a little bit more extensive, then yes, you might want to consider carb loading a little bit more. I have here a note that says 10 to 12 grams per kilogram, right? And kilogram, that breaks down into basically 2 pounds per kilogram, right?
Yeah.
No, two kilograms per pound. Yeah,
Correct.
that's right. So depends, how heavy you are, right? And that would suffice for, bouts longer than, 60 to 90 minutes.
Right.
That's what you would need. And that would give you a surplus, right? Now, that's beforehand. What happens during? Well, like I said, you're going to have some type of storage, but eventually you're going to run through that. And that's where, hey,
Now-
depending on the type of race, depending on the context, you may want to have something,
Now they should be practicing eating during exercise, right? They should
Correct.
be.
right? Because you're in the middle of something that's physiologically demanding. You're not in the most ideal digestive kind of situation. So you have to train the body to, like, hey, what does it feel like to actually, while I'm running or while I'm cycling or while I'm, whatever task you're doing,
Yeah.
what does it feel like to actually put a gel or a gummy or, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
Because, like, you have to. If you do it for the first time ever and this is your competition day, it's not going to go well.
No.
Right? You're not going to want to put that down your system. And then
Yep.
if you're not putting it down your system and you're running into an event that's longer than 60 minutes, then you're gonna run flat. Right?
There are some events where we're not just talking about taking one goo or wafer or a cookie on the road or one of these electrolyte tabs, but maybe 3. Some of you guys that are doing 3-hour, 4-hour events,
Yeah.
you're going to be taking multiple portions.
I know that cycling and we usually come back to like major endurance sports, right? Like cycling and marathon running, because usually these guys, because of the intensity and how fast and how long the races are,
Yeah.
they really get it studied. But these guys are usually world-class cyclists. They're usually like inhaling a lot of food every 20 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of
right?
calories.
A lot of
And
a
a
lot
lot,
of carbs.
yeah, and big portion. I mean, portions
Massive portions. Massive
for a
portions. They're-
bike.
They're definitely. I mean, I said 10 to 12 grams per kilogram, right? They're probably going into like 20 grams of kilogram. Per,
I would challenge anyone who does a class or anyone that comes in, try to take in those calories in the hour that they take in.
It's funny. The other day I was
The volume.
I was eating while working on it, and one of the one of the guys saw me. He's like, "You're eating while working out." I was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, Why?" I was like, "Well, I'm training to eat while I'm
Yeah.
like, so I can know how to like take this in and like continue to like keep
Yep.
the power and the outage the wattage up." So and he's like, "Oh."
Right.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
gotta.
yeah. I was like, "Dude, of course you gotta train it just the same way I'm training squats."
Yeah,
Like,
people think the human body is like, like you put something in the microwave and you want another 10 seconds on it, you just add another 10,
Yeah.
add another 10. Like, no, dude, it doesn't work. If I need calories, like, oh, I'm hungry. It doesn't work. Once
Yeah.
I start eating, it takes like 5
Yeah.
minutes and
Yeah,
I could bonk.
No, I'm not gonna just.
Beep, yeah, another 10. Oh, let me just go another.
It's not a senzu bean from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I don't have to think when I eat. The timing isn't important. When I feel hungry, I'll eat it. No, that's not going to work.
So, guys, if you haven't been doing anything prior to race day, just keep it status quo.
Mm.
But if you want some type of idea, right? If you want to start carb loading, I definitely would start at least 2 weeks out, right? Let's say prior to you doing a big kind of like
Now those could be
mock simulation or something that's going to require very similar intensity.
Those could be liquid carbs, right? Those could
Yeah.
be. You could be doing. It can come from fruit. It doesn't have to
Gels,
necessarily come.
this and that. At that point, there's so many products out there.
You just want to be topped off.
Yeah, and you want to find what's convenient for you and what feels good for you, right? People that are going into high rocks, I don't really think it's necessary.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think
They're like, well, but we're shooting for 115. I'm shooting for like an hour 30. I'm like, yeah, but the intensity at which you're going probably is maybe take one gel.
I would.
I don't think you're gonna need 5-6 gels.
I would think more things like peanut butter. I would think more like fats for high rocks. Not to get side tangent on it, but if I was doing an event like that, like a Wadapalooza or something, I needed calories, and because
You need
my
something
stomach was
dense.
in knots,
Yeah.
it would always be like 2 dates, the big Medjool dates, in a huge dip of coconut oil, so you get
Yeah.
the fat, and then I'd put the butter and the coffee. But the fat worked for me very well. I think there was I guess it's everyone's different. But for me, fat and carbs in the before that weightlifting workout or a Metcon, something like that, high rocks, for example, was always my best.
And then from a hydration standpoint, it's the same thing. Like, hey, I think usually you look at your urine, right? You want a pale yellow, right?
Yeah.
If you're not pale yellow, then obviously you should be, working at hydrating, right? And this usually, you definitely want to make sure you're hydrated the day before, right?
Yes, absolutely. But in your training, in your day to day, you should be working out with volume in your stomach from the water, so you get conditioned to it.
Correct, right? Because if in the day you're not feeling hydrated and you start throwing water in you, you're gonna feel those same knots.
And you're gonna
you'll
feel
start
like you have to
cramping.
pee all the time.
Yeah.
So
If it's something longer, right? Like I said, then you can really start throwing LMNTs, right? Like past that 90-minute, just to make sure you're not cramping.
Yep.
Just because of how much contractions you're probably producing, and that'll definitely help reduce that.
it's going to be a guesswork unless you are doing these things in your training. Unless you have, I'm going to reverse engineer this. You're doing an event, you should at least be doing one element of that event per week leading up, and you should be testing out when do I get cramps? When should I drink the water? How much of it can I drink?
Yeah.
And trying these things out.
Yeah, you need at least a month to kind of
Otherwise,
prep some of these things out. Ideally longer than that, but at least like, hey, if you're gonna start introducing gels and goos and different forms of hydration, I would give yourself at least 2 weeks, just so that way you can know what works and what doesn't.
yep.
Definitely, if you're within the week and you're hey, I should I saw something on Instagram, and I think I should no,
No.
just stay the course.
Yep.
You're good. You'll be fine.
Yep.
Right. Just if anything, just drink a little water.
Yep. Then they have aid stations on the race. Just don't stop at every one. Just
Yeah.
little sips.
Yeah, little sips, little sips.
But yeah, experimenting, no bueno. Experimenting on that because, look, let's be honest. In a marathon, it's always a little bit of luck that your stomach, like it could go any which
Even
way.
then.
Your stomach
Even
could
then.
just shut down.
Yeah.
You could be
Or it
prepping
could be
all
super-
year.
The weather could be off. Like your shoes all of a sudden
Blisters, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. But the stomach shutting down. Sometimes it's just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
So conditioning to all. I used to have a routine where I would not take the carb drinks or load up too much on the cow. I used to do tart cherry juice
Mm-hmm.
and then ice a frozen water bottle in the other one. So by the time it was, but
You gave me that trick actually.
that's a great
right?
trick.
But
But it can't be an insulated bottle.
no. So Jonas's trick. A while back, I was.
It was
I
handed down to me, but yeah.
A while back, I was riding like 2+ hours at like very high intensity, right, with a group of guys, and I'm by no means a great cyclist.
If you're local to-
I'm strong, but like
we
it's
have
hard.
some junior pros in the
Yeah,
area. This is a this area
Yeah.
around here, so you're riding with some beasts.
Yeah. And so I was basically doing a 50-mile ride, and I was good the first 25, right? And I was killing it. On the way back, I would start struggling getting towards the last like 10 miles, right?
Yeah.
Like we're killing it, right? And I was overheating. It wasn't even my legs. It was just like I was just overheating, and I'm like, Jonas, I feel like I want to go, but like I'm just hot. And Jonas was like, man, just basically have your regular bottle, right, with electrolytes. Drink that sparingly as you go up, right? And freeze a regular water bottle, not insulated. So that way, by the time you get back down, right, it's basically still cool enough.
It's ice
right?
water. It's
Exactly. Well, it wasn't freezing because by this point, it depends. If it's
Right.
in the summer, right, we're really talking about the
Correct.
summer,
Correct.
right? It's cool enough, and then just throw it down your back. And it did help me, like, continue to, like, push those last 10 miles.
Yeah.
And, like, just reinvigorated myself. And that wasn't so much a hydration kind of issue. It was just like overheating. In part, I also made sure like, all right, hey, let me add some more carbs because
Yeah.
yes, you're overheating because you don't have enough fuel as well.
Correct.
Right? And you're pumping.
These are
a
all
lot.
tricks. These are
Yeah.
all and that
So,
was
That was a trick, and it did the work.
Well, I have to give credit where credit is due. That was Lance Armstrong when he would do Kona, and they would do the wattage tests for him on Kona when they would go test out the new Trek geometry bikes. They would put famously pantyhose stockings, and
they still do.
they'd fill ice up and
Yeah.
they'd put it down the nape of his back.
Now they have fancy vests like
Yeah.
ice pack vests.
Now,
and
yeah,
stuff
now
like that.
the
it's
technology's
yeah,
better, but before it
amazing.
was women's pantyhose. They were the only ones doing that
Yeah.
when he was out there. So it was like, what, my genius. But
Austin Butler is gonna do his biopic.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
they're
gonna be
come out with
good.
a movie. Yeah.
That story's sick.
So yeah, guys, once again, don't do anything that you haven't done before if it's like the day of or day before a race. And even then, if it's not longer than 90 minutes, right? You really don't have to do the most.
Well,
right?
what do they get? Let's get into some of the options. Like you have your electrolytes, you have your drink mixes that you're going to have. But then what about like, do I do a gel? Do I do a goo? Do I do a cookie? Do I do a wafer? Like there's.
I mean, I think that's a very subjective thing. Like I'm a
Absolutely.
gummy person, right? I'm not a gel person because I typically do endurance sport. Usually when I'm doing these, right, it's something for endurance sporting,
Yeah.
right? You're usually wearing them. It's on your fanny pack. They usually get warm,
Ugh,
right?
the gels are nasty.
I've tried to freeze gels, and it's still the same thing. They get warm, right? And then it's
Ugh.
like, especially if you don't have, like, if you're running, you don't have water with you right away, right? So
No.
it's like if you need a gel between like mile 5 and then mile 10,
Yep.
right? Where's the aid station? And then you need to put that gel down, and then now you're like,
Yeah, that's
like-
a nightmare.
it doesn't. So I usually prefer like gummies. They're just easier to kind
Same.
of chew.
Yeah.
Wafers. What I do with wafers, right? They're great. I usually do them at the beginning of my ride or my end of my ride when I'm kind of like or getting started, because like I'm not dehydrated yet. I'm
Yeah.
not my mouth is still not,
That would be like on the turnaround. On the turnaround when
Correct,
the
right?
group's getting back together. Mile 50.
At an easy, or there's in cycling, it's like there's usually like a transition area where people are getting feed, right?
Yeah.
The pace has gone down, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of chilling. Nobody's really on the attack, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
Right? That's like a feed zone, so to speak, right? So it's easy. Okay, cool. I can eat my little wafer because it
Yeah.
takes, a little bit more, right? You can have it with water. They're great to break up the monotony of a gel or a gummy.
The
right?
gels are horrible.
I think the other thing, the other thing that is like the latest and greatest is like ketones, right? And that's like a big thing. I've been trying them for a while. I can't say I have a lot of like
I never.
I don't
ketones.
have a lot to say on it because I haven't been very consistent in terms of the usage. But you're seeing a lot of world class athletes using them. They're your body creates ketones. They're like this magic micronutrient that basically it doesn't have an insulin response. Let me see. I should probably
Yeah, you can pull it up.
let me put it up
We have full data access here.
for the interwebs. It's an alternative, alternative energy. When glucose, the primary fuel, is unavailable due to low carbohydrate intake or lack of insulin, the body breaks down fat, creating ketones, a secondary energy source. So it's almost like a very clean kind of energy source, right?
Is it when the body's low on carbs though?
Yeah.
You do?
Exactly.
The
So why it's usually, once again, it's studied in endurance athletes, right? Because
Yeah.
they're usually doing these super aerobic events, and usually that's where they're at in terms of energy consumption, right?
Do they have any athletes that are like sponsored with any of this product?
The whole team Jumbo Visma from like cycling is using.
That's
They're
amazing.
studying ketones with them.
It's amazing.
it's-
I ask because, that a lot of times, even if it's, the better science of refueling, sometimes the teams just don't want to jump off of that carb cycle. They have the equations down. They know, okay, look, take this amount. They have the drink mixture all going, and then they get the athletes adapted to it again. And it's like, you know what?
I think when it comes to them, I think it's at this point it's consume it all.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they're giving them
interesting.
ketones, they're giving them carbs, they're giving them anything and everything that can help them.
Yeah, those
at
guys
that
are.
point. But yeah, you want to run through a few?
Oh
of those,
man, yeah.
questions.
Yes, I do. So,
That was a big one. Like what should we eat?
what's during the competition? Do they allow you to eat at High Rocks? How is the refueling there?
I can't imagine that they wouldn't, because like you're, as a spectator, you could be like right next to me and just, hey, give me the gel, bro.
Right.
And there's feed stations too, so I wouldn't see why not.
How long is the whole? How long does the average take?
I don't know what the average, but I'm sure it's like, for a general population, I'm sure it's an hour plus, like an hour 15, an hour 30 type of.
Look up at the average. What are the competitive guys getting? And gals.
Right now, for open competitors, it's approximately an hour 30 to an hour 35.
Oh.
While elite athletes finish under 60 minutes, the general average for men is around an hour 35, and for women, an hour 38. Those are open.
Yeah, you don't need anything in there.
Yeah.
Drinking, you're allowed to
I
get
would
like the electrolytes.
Yeah, I would say you're warming up, right? 15, 20 minutes, right? It's a long event, so just prime your body, right? If you have any mobility, kind of work out the kinks, throw a gel down, hit it, bro.
Come to the simulation.
Yeah, come to the simulation, exactly. So that way you can understand what it is too. If you've never put down a gel in a competition or whatever, you should try it before.
Yeah.
All right, what questions do we
All
have?
right, man. So we are, as you know, on Spotify, Apple, obviously the Instagrams, and we encourage people just to kind of write in randomly. So I'll try to keep this as random as I can. Just questions that.
Let's answer with the
So
peoples.
Maria.
Hola, Maria.
If I lift heavy 3 days.
Maria.
She reminds me of a West Side Story.
Dude. I saw a video of him,
Growing up.
Ben
in
Johnson. Is it Ben Johnson?
Spanish Harlem.
And some other cat, kind of like riffing off each other, doing Maria Maria.
Really?
Dude, remind me. I'll send you that video.
All right.
Oh my God.
If I lift heavy 3 days a week and do conditioning 2 days a week, am I overtraining?
If I lift 2 days a week,
I lift 3 days a week and she does conditioning 2 days a week. Am I
overtraining?
overtraining?
I mean, I don't know. What does your sleep look like?
Yeah,
Are
that's
what are you eating?
how long are your sessions?
Yeah. How long are your sessions?
Yeah, that's
What does your programming look like? We answer. It's hard to answer, guys, your questions because it's a lot of depends.
yeah. I don't think it's. I don't think.
I mean, how old is Maria? Maria
It
didn't
doesn't say.
She
No,
doesn't
I
say.
didn't get
I mean,
ages.
if Maria is 20 years old, hit it, girl, right? But if Maria is 40 something,
Yeah, you need. Yeah, don't think that you have to slam your, come in every single day, and then that's kind of where the standard should be. You can come in and do intentional training 2 or 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be more is not more. Sometimes less
Yeah.
is more.
yeah, I would say less is more, especially as you get older. But I think 5-day split like that.
All right, Trevor, that- right? We have a Trevor.
It's hard keeping up with people. We have over 600 members.
Is Zone 2 cardio actually necessary, or is it just something endurance guys say so they can avoid sprinting?
Well, those Zone 2 guys can crush you in a sprint more than likely.
Yeah, that's right.
More than likely, they can crush you in a sprint.
Someone
So
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
someone that has
for
a good Zone 2. Yeah, correct.
I saw Tadej Pogacar's Zone 2. Like, he did a 6-mile ride the other day, and he uploaded his Strava, and then he deleted it because he didn't want his Strava numbers up there.
Oh shit.
Jonas, he went up to Zone 3 with the entirety in Zone 2. And you know what his wattage at Zone 2 was? 340 to 356.
Oh my God.
My God.
What
So
a
imagine
savage.
him, right? He's in Zone 2 for about 6 hours. Imagine him if you asked him to do a sprint.
Yeah.
And he's a cyclist. He'd probably kick your ass.
Exact. Andre, is progressive overload still king, or are we pretending tempo, bands, barefoot, Bulgarian split squats are equally as important? Let me read that one again. He's asking if is progressive overload still king, or are we relying on tempo bands and barefoot Bulgarians?
I feel like that's a 2-pronged question. Yes, it's still king. We had a whole episode on it. Listen to episode 11. Most people don't know how to periodize, right? They're just bouncing around from exercise to exercise, from Instagram post to Instagram post. Yes, it's still, there should be, even your bands and your barefoot training should be periodized. So yes.
I like this one. This is from an Olivia. Is it better to train glutes for strength or aesthetics, or to intimidate my exes on Instagram?
I think I know who this is.
To intimidate, she wants to intimidate her
repeat
exes.
that.
Is it better to train glutes for strength, aesthetics, or to intimidate your exes on Instagram?
Intimidate the shit out of him.
My goodness.
Yeah, intimidate him.
My goodness.
I'm in the intimidation bucket.
Oh man.
You get it, Olivia.
Oh, here we go. Leela.
Leela.
Oh, this is how do I build muscle without getting bulky? Oh, were you knocking
Oh,
stuff down?
shit.
What's going on?
Oh
that
my
was a
God.
serious. Pete's tearing up the hotel room. How do I build muscle without getting bulky? And before you say it, yes, I know that's not how it works.
Wait, I didn't listen to that.
Leela, how do I build muscle without getting bulky? And before you say it, yes, I know that's not how it works.
I'm gonna say it. That's not how
That's
it works.
not how it
That's
works.
not how it works.
Well, what is she? She
She probably comes like 4 or 5 days a week and is concerned that she is gonna get bulky. But
You
like,
know, I'm gonna go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
go
be
ahead.
brutally honest
Yes,
with you.
be
here on this
brutally
one,
honest. That's
okay?
what we want.
Because I love shock and awe, and I've worked with women who want to get jacked. They want to get jacked
Until they get jacked.
No, they want it. They know they want to go for it, and they're like, okay, just what do I have to eat? And they put in the calories that they eat, and then it takes a year
Yeah.
or 2, and it takes more.
And
it's
they
like,
look good.
and they
but
look
they still
good.
don't look jacked.
And there's no. I've even had women that want to do competitions.
Okay.
And it's so hard to get that muscle on and get that bulk
Well,
on.
they look cut. But they're
Correct.
not. When we let's define jacked.
Yes.
When we think jacked, we think.
Yeah,
gonna
you're
say
not
yoked.
You're not
It's
gonna
yoked,
you're not gonna
you know?
wake up. Yes, you're not going. You might be volumized in your
Yeah.
session where I definitely feel like there's blood flow in my
Yeah.
arms, but
But-
your muscle tone is not gonna hold that
Yeah, yeah.
mass in that
Yeah,
size.
once that swelling, that inflammatory response goes down,
Yes.
you're just gonna look cut.
Unless you are eating, maple syrup on your rice and you are doubling up
And
on the
next thing you know,
porterhouse
you
steak.
might walk up next to Helga.
Correct. Lilo, just don't watch out for your calories.
Yeah.
Don't stay out of the workouts that you feel make you more hungry. So just
Yeah.
kind of keep the intensity.
More protein.
Yes.
More protein.
Yes, and don't chase fatigue.
Yeah.
Hannah, what's more important for fat loss, tracking my calories or tracking my emotional attachment to wine? Oh boy. All right. Ha ha ha. All right.
All right. Well, that'll
Yeah,
be
that-
it. We'll save some for next time.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
more than I thought that were in there.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I was like, oh shit, we hadn't done that. Yeah, I know we have racked them up because we were like, all right, we had only gotten one or two, but like, all right. It's
well, now
time.
people are watching the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Thank you. So yeah, follow us, subscribe. Quick announcements.
Yes, let's get some announcements. In there.
We have our community Saturday, right? This upcoming March 7th, and we have our foundation, our DAP Foundation golf tournament. So we're looking for more players, right? If you want to sponsor a hole or the event itself, or if you don't want to do either of those, you can still join us. We still have a happy hour after the tournament. We raffle off prizes. Obviously, all that money goes towards that foundation and providing sponsorships and scholarships for under-resourced youth. So it's a
Awesome.
great tournament and it's a great cause. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. So give us a like, a subscribe, and a follow. Check us out on Spotify, on Apple as well, Apple Podcasts.
Work them glutes.
Work them glutes.
Intimidate them, baby.